there's always just that little bit of edge is what you need to prevail. And that's why you get people bending the rules. You'll get people cheating. And that brings about a lot of the scandals we'll talk about today. A lot of them have to do with cheating. Some of them have to do with stuff outside of sport. And some of them are not necessarily scandals, but things that are just kind of crazy headlines from the Olympics so far.
Yeah,
And
all right, I'm in.
yeah, I assume you don't know a lot of these, which is good because I think having the outside perspective is fun with this. This first one happened before the Olympics started. It happened at last year's, I think, big air skiing world championship, but Norway got caught cheating. So Norway, what they did is they sewed extra material into the crotch of their pants. So then when you
Okay.
jump, it's just a flying squirrel effect, right? It catches the air more. It makes you go further. And they said they ran some science journal, did research and stuff. Adding 1 centimeter of fabric can increase a jump by over 9 feet. So that's what we're talking about here. Just a little bit. And they did that. They changed the rules now. The head coach for Norway got banned. The assistant coach for Norway got banned. I believe another assistant got banned. The athlete didn't get banned. I think they got they had to wait like 3 months or something. They're in the Olympics, but
Sure.
that was the big scandal leading up to the Olympics where it's like, okay, these skiers are going to be cheating. They're doing everything they possibly can. And that's going to lead us into other stuff later.
So is this like a situation where I'm sure it's stated in the rules somewhere that, well, is this a situation like NASCAR, for instance, where like cars have to be certain qualifications on the engine, on the tires, and all that? Is that the same thing with all these Olympics, their uniforms, and like everything that's even involved in this sport? That everything's got to be to a certain quality?
It's yes, but it's to the individual athlete. So I'm making up the number for this, but like for ski jumping, for all the Olympic sports that have spandex suits or whatever,
Mhm.
they do like scans of your entire body, and then you're allowed like 2 centimeters of extra room or something. So it's pretty much skin tight.
Sure.
But yeah, it's to that. And then like for another one, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Like the length of the ski, I think probably the length of the snowboard, maybe that has to do with the athlete's weight as well. So everything is tested and then it's individually like curated to that specific athlete.
Interesting. So the interesting thing that comes from this is, right, and I get, you try to do everything you can to just get that extra centimeter of advantage, but that just
Mhm.
goes to show like how much a centimeter of advantage can do.
1 centimeter, 9 feet, which is ridiculous.
Right.
Like, so it makes sense that they're trying to bend the rules a little bit. And you would think, it sounds like it was malicious. I have no idea if it was or not. Must be, but like, how often is a centimeter of extra fabric going to get noticed, caught?
True.
Like, how long have they been doing this? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
much.
that's
But
interesting.
so that leads us. We have a bunch of skiing scandals so far. They're all trying to do the exact same thing, just in different ways, essentially. This next one is fully alleged. There is there's an investigation going on, but we have no names right now. But a newspaper over in Germany alleges that there are skiers in this Olympics that injected acid into their dick to make it bigger during the measurements for their ski suit. And then once they got to the Olympics, it shrunk back down to size. So there was extra room in their ski suit. Like we just talked about, instead of the extra centimeter of material, they just made their body bigger, supposedly by injecting acid into their dick and making it girthier. And then once they got there, it shrunk back down.
Is there a timetable on when they measure it to when they get there?
There must be, but it sounds like it must be a fair amount before.
Because I'm just thinking, no, that doesn't seem like it's like why can't you do like what Patty the Batty does and just get really super fat and then just burn it all off in a month?
That's something that happened with Americans like yesterday. That I think that it's on the list, but supposedly that's illegal too.
Sorry for eating cheeseburgers, man.
Yeah, or the reverse way too. By the way,
I get,
you could
yeah.
get skinnier, and we'll get to it. But it sounds like American women lost weight before getting to the Olympics, and that was illegal. And I have no. I mean, I'm speaking as someone. I don't know how periods work. I just don't.
Sure.
but I know weight can fluctuate, and there must be
Yeah.
wiggle room, but maybe not. I have
Well,
no clue.
yeah, that's got to be such an arbitrary way to like measure something because like any person on any day, their weight fluctuates,
Yeah.
based on how much water they drink, how much they pee, how much they work out in a day. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I have no idea. Again, I think the theme for a lot of these things, and I've talked about it for years, and especially recently on this podcast, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, is the worst group of people of all time. If you think
Sure.
like the people voting for the college football playoff, the college football playoff committee is bad, this is the worst committee I've ever seen in my life. They're bad at their everything of their job, every single part. So if you think something's like that clearly should be changed, you're right, and they just won't do it. So
Is there some grace in that? Is there some, slimmer of like, yeah, that's actually kind of fucking awesome that it's just the worst thing ever?
some many things, that's where I
Yeah.
land with, I think. Some of them,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, come on. But yeah, for this one, again, so this a newspaper in Germany, what I said, as descriptive as I was, is as descriptive as they published it. There
That's
are
awesome.
they didn't call anybody out. They just said there's some people doing this, and everyone's like, okay, who? Radio silence. So no clue if it's true. If so, they just said insider sources. So I don't know what's going on there. And there's an investigation going on. I only assume no one gets caught, but that is the craziest. It supposedly they're using the same stuff for like lip fillers and
Okay.
stuff like that. But my favorite part of the story is once that was announced, immediately Team USA was basically like, we didn't have to do it.
That's
Not us.
awesome. Yeah.
They didn't really lean into it as much as I wanted. They just mostly said they didn't do it, but they fully should have been like, I yeah, a lot of countries have to do that, but not us. Sorry.
Right. That's awesome.
But that also brought another layer of the competitive advantage to my mind. Could we hire a fluffer during the days
Oh,
that we get
yeah,
measured?
right. So if we're talking about like putting acid in your dick to make it bigger, what if you just have a boner while they're measuring?
That's what I'm saying. What if you can't help it? Everyone pop
Right.
a Viagra before you go in there. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, Chad Johnson style.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Um, Another skiing scandal. So this is the one I was alluding to. The ski length cheating. American Anika Belshaw and spoiler alert, any name I say, have 50% chance I say it wrong, does not matter. But Anika Belshaw was DQ'd, I think, yesterday for having a ski that was 1 centimeter too long. And that's because the ski length is in relation to their BMI, so
Okay.
body mass index. So it could be a violation of the rules if you lose weight during the competition. So I don't know. They didn't say like when they got measured. For skiing, it's different than the actual suits because the suits have to be made. So I feel like that has to be further ahead of time. Maybe skis were like weighed. Maybe they were weighed like once they got there and determined ski length. I'm not sure, but even still, 1 centimeter doesn't feel like a ton. And if she just lost weight, I don't know. You
So
When I was in Europe, I should say, lost a lot of weight. You had to walk everywhere, and all their food was clean. So
yeah.
not our
Well,
fault.
hypothetically, so if it's based on BMI, hypothetically, if we have like if Tony Saragusa is skiing,
Mhm.
like that feels like such an advantage because the skis are gonna be longer, right?
Massive, yeah,
Like
100%.
why don't Tony Saragusa, like Preston from Jackass, like just these mammoths skiing for us.
I think it's something to check into.
Yeah.
Honestly, like why not? Yeah, I think for ski jumping, as long as you got good knees, I think good knees, good balance.
Right. Like Vince Wilfork feels like he'd be a monster at this.
Monster. If it's just BMI, so I think as just body fat, right? It's not just weight, or is that
Yeah.
weight as well?
No, I think it's the percentage of fat on your body or something compared to
Yeah.
the rest of your.
Yeah, I feel like Americans should have the advantage in this. We could breed athletes to have fat where it
Right.
matters, you know?
But even like someone who's like maybe not fat but in shape, like a Derek Lewis would be great at this.
True. That's true. That is
You
true.
know?
Derek Lewis, I mean, different. Now I can't think of his name. Tyson Fury is different, right?
Right.
He's built very different. but he's like one of the best athletes in the world, and boy, is he not skinny.
Yeah, Nikola Jokic, same thing.
100%. 100%. I did see, just a side tangent, Jokic getting excited that Boogie was asking him a question at the press conference. Did you see that?
Yeah,
I've never seen Jokic smile before. It was great.
Right. Do you see the clip of someone asked Jokic if he's gonna cry when LeBron retires, and he said no, and looked like it was the most disgusted he's ever been in his
I did not see that. I love Jokic.
Yeah.
He's incredible. The media, I hate the media, but they should continue to poke him because he
For
only
sure.
gives gold.
Yep.
He's incredible. But yeah, so an American got DQ. I believe also, I might get this wrong, but I think she went through qualifying and then was DQ'd during the medal round, which is stupid.
Yeah, it's
That
another
happened
thing
for
where
at
it's
least one of the people on this list. I like check beforehand.
right, if you're gonna check. Right.
Yeah. And also, it's like between qualifying and medal round, at most, it's 2 days. They weren't doing anything in 2 days. It's just natural shit.
Yeah.
The last skiing scandal, 2 Korean cross-country skiers were banned for having a special kind of wax on the skis that's been banned already for 3 years. And prior to getting disqualified, though, these 2 skiers ranked 157th and 158th in the world standings. So wouldn't have mattered anyway, but we kicked them out.
Yeah. I hate to keep comparing these other sports, but that feels like just like if you're a pitcher, you're just using foreign substances and you still suck.
Exactly. There is no point. And supposedly, because you still put wax on the skis to do the exact same thing. Supposedly, this substance was banned because it's bad for the earth, which good. You know, it's fine to get it out, but I don't know why we DQ'd them.
What? So my question on that, if it's bad for the earth, what the fuck does it matter? We're on snow. The snow's going to go away anyways.
I think it's. Fair enough. Fair enough. And also, I don't know. Like, it just. There's so many things where it's like, I don't think it's the athlete's fault. So why are we banning the athlete? Can it just be like a take 5 points away from the country at the end of the games?
Right. That's like taking NFL draft picks away from teams. It's like, that doesn't really hurt the team. It hurts the guy trying to get drafted.
Yeah, it's stupid. Let's ruin their dream because their coach told them to put this wax on their ski that did not help them. Clearly, they are terrible. So
that's got to be a pretty bad feeling, right? That you're cheating and you're still the worst in the world.
Horrible. Yeah. Like 157th and 158th. I don't know how many there are, but it can't be very many more than that.
Right. That's got to be closer to the end than it is to the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're right next to each other too, so whatever. Okay, next story, not a scandal really, it's just a funny story that came out, and that is that there is a condom shortage at the Olympics.
This is a story every Olympics, right?
Usually the story is just how many they go through. This year, they ran out in 3 days.
Is this a problem? Like, why aren't we just creating superhumans?
100%. That's why it's like, you know what? Supposedly they got more condoms in there now. Like 3 days they ran out. But like, there's a chance there is some incredible athletes conceived at the Olympics this year. That's awesome.
Well, everyone, it's like, and I've been seeing some discourse on this. Like, people are shocked that go through that many condoms, or whatever. But you know, it's like these got some of the best looking people in the entire world together.
Yes. So, there were about 10,000 that were ripped through in 3 days. There's a total of 2,800 athletes in Italy for the games. To put it into perspective, during the Paris Olympics, there's 10,500 athletes, and they handed out about 300,000 condoms.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
But also, we're in Italy, so it may not even be they may not even be hooking up with athletes. They may be just hooking up with casuals.
True.
There. Like shit.
I can't imagine the wine there helps for this.
Wine, everything, man. Like, and there's 2 Olympic villages, so they're spread out across the country. They can recruit it. There's a lot going on. Yesterday or today, we wrote a story on FlurrySports about it. This was news that's already been happening for a week. Like I said, 3 days ran out. There's more condoms in there now. An 18-year-old American figure skater had an interesting little interview about it. Kind of. We're connecting dots. But they're talking to her like, how's it going so far? She hasn't competed yet. And she's like, I'm having the time of my life in the Olympic Village. This is the best time. You can't make me go home. And everyone's like, ooh, wonder what she's doing. She's like, I've fulfilled my dreams already. Like, okay, cool.
What's the security on the Olympic Village?
It's got to be high. You would think. You'd hope.
Fly people out?
Probably. I don't know. I don't think you get paid for it, but I'm sure you could just meet up.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is just going back a few years, but the security wasn't great when Ryan Lochte went to that gas station.
Right. So I'm saying, like, I think the common folk can get in here.
I think so. And I mean, families come out. So I don't know, like, if your husband or your wife is there, do they stay with you in Olympic Village? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, but we need to know the final tallies because they were keeping up a great pace, and we need to check on that 18-year-old American figure skater.
Yeah.
Because she was having a great time.
That reminds me, like, the families being out. That reminds me of the NBA in the bubble. You remember this when it was like Rook hit, a shot and he started talking shit, and he was like talking shit to like Jimmy Butler's kids.
And there's an interesting connection here because Jimmy Butler was practicing dribbling with Aaron Andrews in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Just practicing his craft. Aaron Andrews is covering curling in the Olympics.
Oh, was it Aaron Andrews?
I always fucking do this. Rachel Nichols. I always throw Aaron Andrews under the bus. Rachel Nichols. Yeah. But she's there, I believe. Maybe I'm fully twisting the people up now, though. Maybe it's Aaron Andrews who's there.
No, Aaron Andrews was Fox, right? Fox isn't covering Olympics.
Correct. Rachel Nichols, I have no idea where she's at, though.
I would bet it's Rachel Nichols. And here, this is us talking out our ass, but I would bet it's Rachel Nichols, right? The NBA is now. She's an NBA person, and Peacock and NBC has NBA access now. So there's got to be some connection there.
Gotta be. Curling only makes sense. Why else would Rachel Nichols be covering sports? That makes sense.
Is curling a sport where, like, you're not right away, you're not going to do it, but if you and 3 of your buddies just like practice every day for 2 months, you could be in the Olympics?
I think you got a shot.
Yeah, like I mean, out of all the sports, that probably feels like it'd be the easiest to get into.
Probably, yes. I've been with like this team and stuff at the Duluth Curling Club, so I've seen like the best of the best, and I've seen them at their worst, and you can compete with them at their worst. So
yeah,
I think that means anyone can have their day. But I've tried it and I almost ripped my hamstring, so it's hard.
Yeah. I don't want to say it's an easy thing to do, but I feel like out of every Olympic sport ever, that would be the one that you could probably get into.
Yeah, I can't think of another one that would be close to as easy.
Right.
I mean, maybe equestrian. I don't even know what they do. I don't know what that is. They're riding on horses doing something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe biathlon. I've seen some hunters in Wisconsin who I feel like just practice skiing a little bit, you're gonna nail
it. What's his YouTube channel? Outdoor Boys. That guy I guarantee he can ski and shoot. Like he's an Olympic athlete.
Any shooting sports, like Summer Olympics too, some of those shooting ones you can get into.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But the actual ones that is not, I don't know. I almost consider shooting sports mental. They're not really physical sports.
It's like golf.
Right. Yeah, because there's at least some physical with golf, but
precision and right.
Yeah. Next scandal, more so story. So there was a Norwegian biathlon athlete named Sturla Holm Lagerud. He won a bronze medal for biathlon, and he gave a pretty emotional interview afterwards. Did you hear anything about this?
No.
This was fantastic. It happened early. So in his interview, after winning bronze, he said, "There's someone I wanted to share it with who may not be watching today. 6 months ago, I met the love of my life, the most beautiful and kindest person in the world. 3 months ago, I made the biggest mistake, and I cheated on her." And he announced it. He called her the gold medal of his life. And she came out and gave an interview and just basically said, "I want nothing to do with him. It's been tough." He's been looking fully depressed the entire time there. It's been kind of funny just because he's won 3 medals now He keeps winning,
Yeah.
and he is not having a good time.
And you know what sucks? That it's probably just killing him. Is he's preparing this speech. He's preparing. I'm going to win a medal. I'm going to win her back, and just immediately denied.
He's called it, I think, more than once. Called it the worst week of his life. Like, and he's just winning medals at the Olympics. He is not having a good time. It's like, oh geez, maybe take the gun away from him. I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, like he's got to be getting fried by her group chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, by everyone, I only assume Norwegian media, because in my mind, it's like he is the story in Norway right now.
Yeah.
It's probably true. They're
Yeah.
just grilling him every second they get.
Rightfully so. That's a crazy thing to do.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, he's won. I think he's still competing, so he's won 3 medals. Hopefully, something happens and something changes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm all for people loving each other and being in relationships and marriage and all that, but some problems you don't need to announce to the world.
No, it was a big gesture, but boy, like
Right.
That's it. That's all you are for the rest of your life too. Remember that guy who
Correct.
confessed he cheated on this girl that at the moment they were dating for 3 months. He said 6 months ago I met the woman in my life, right? 6 months ago I met the love of my life. And then 3 months ago I cheated on her. So maybe they started dating day 1, but he's known her for 6 months. Move on, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like I agree.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. You're at the Olympics.
And I guess
Like,
that
find
favors
somebody.
that favors her response. Like if it's only been 6 months, like what the fuck does she care?
100%. Yeah, she's gone. She's moving on.
Right.
It's cool that you won Olympic medals, but that's it. We're good.
Yeah.
Next, this is a scandal I'm creating. That's Chloe Kim got silver. And this was the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So Chloe Kim is a fucking madman. She's so damn good. Myles Garrett was there too, by the way, taking pictures of her. They look hilarious together. She, in qualifying, she's competing with a torn labrum, by the way. She destroyed her shoulder leading up to the Olympics and hadn't been able to practice like a full month leading up to the Olympics. In qualifying, she killed everybody. She had like 5, 6, 7 points more than everybody, like out of 100, just destroyed. Get to the medal round. She did the same thing. She just destroyed in her very first run. It was not close the entire time. And then there's this South Korean girl. She crashed her first run. She crashed her second run. Her third run, she finally put the tricks down on half pipe. And even the commentators were saying, I'm just happy she put a run down. That's good. She's not going to compete for bronze. It's not that good enough of a run, but good for her. She can build off of this. And then they gave her a score better than Chloe Kim. And everyone, the announcer's like, I'm going to have to watch it back. I missed something, clearly. There's no rhyme or reason that she got a medal higher than Chloe Kim, other than Chloe Kim's going for history. She would have won 3 straight gold medals. No one's ever done that.
Yeah.
And they just wanted her to feel pressure because she had a run left. So they were thinking she was going to outdo it, in my mind. Like they were just trying to make this exciting because it wasn't exciting because she just crushed everybody. But then she didn't land her last trick. So she got silver, and then this girl who had a terrible run got a gold medal. It was stupid.
That's interesting because it makes sense, right? You put pressure on to get views up. Like you get a huge name like Chloe Kim. Like nobody knows any snowboarders except for Chloe Kim, right? The average viewer. So you hear needs a great run, to everyone's going to tune in on it. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just some home cooking going on there, like just trying to make it a wrestling storyline, essentially. Like, let's just pull some strings, and then no matter what Chloe Kim pulls off, it's going to be better than this chick, so we'll just up her score.
Yeah. You know what else I did see with Chloe Kim? The theory going, or not a theory, but just a point of viewing is, right, single. I don't know not if she was single or not, but not dating Myles Garrett gold, not dating Myles Garrett gold. As soon as she gets associated with the Cleveland Browns, silver.
Very fair. That is very fair. I mean, it did cross my mind while he was there. Like, this dude's never won a thing in his life.
Right.
He's there taking pictures of her. And it killed me because she's I think in the middle of her run, like between runs,
Mm-hmm.
he had this big like professional camera taking pictures of her. She took the camera and he was posing with other people. She's taking pictures of him. Like, go away, dude. Like, get out of here.
Agreed 100%. But that just shows you how big the NFL is, man.
Yeah, for sure. But it was like, I think maybe with her parents, he was taking pictures, and
Yeah,
it was just weird. Like, Chloe, go up the mountain, please. Like, concentrate.
Side note, and I ask this every time there's world competitions. Like, I don't understand how tackle football is not the biggest sport in the entire world, how it's not every country's number one sport.
I think they just can't do it.
Even still, like, how do you watch the NFL and like, why don't we try that out? That looks pretty fun, and it's incredibly fun.
Yeah, I completely agree. Maybe it's a money thing, but even still, like, you can do it on dirt. I don't think it matters. Like,
I mean, the NFL built itself out of no pads on dirt in the 1912 or whenever they started.
I think they're hoping that flag football becomes a international thing, and maybe that leads them into it.
Well, if they leads it into tackle football, I'm for it. But I mean, you know my thoughts on flag football.
Yeah, I hate it. Not good.
Yeah,
not good at all. But judges, I mean, we talked about it earlier. So like a lot of the sports in the Winter Olympics are, it's not necessarily an objective point system. It's graded. It's judges saying what the score is. And that's going to lead into somebody else a little bit later. I think America's getting screwed in this Olympics. I think everybody hates us, rightfully so.
For sure.
But I think everything's fucking rigged against us right now, and I'm not liking it. But we'll get to that in a little bit, because we're back to cheating here. And there's been some cheating in curling. Have you heard about this?
Probably not.
Okay. So Canada's cheating. And
I'm with that.
Better. They're national sports. So Canadian curler Mark Kennedy told Swedish curler Oscar Eriksson to fuck off after he got accused of cheating. It was during the broadcast. He didn't censor it. He was just telling him to fuck off the entire time.
Pretty sweet.
The Swedish guy was chirping at him the entire time. It was really entertaining. It was good.
Yep.
But multiple times, Kennedy would release the stone, and then before it crossed the line, he would touch it with his finger. So he'd do another nudge.
Okay.
And that's illegal. You can't double touch.
Sure.
So he was getting called out for it by the Sweden guy multiple times. And then finally, Sweden, you get a timeout. So they called a timeout just to talk to the judge and be like, are you kidding me? Like, are you seeing what we're seeing? And the judge essentially said, you can touch it multiple times. They weren't really sure what was going on. Kennedy, the Canadian guy, fully denied he's ever done it. Said to stop chirping him. Also said to fuck off a few more times.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the Canadian guy instantly lost his mind, by the way. He was like,
rightfully so,
screaming like, I have never cheated. Like, it was insane. And then after all of this yelling and stuff, and the Swedish guy was like, I'll show you the video afterwards. Like, you're cheating.
Mm-hmm.
The Canadian guy says, you know what? You're cheating. You've double touched. And he turned it on him, which was an insane thing to do. Like, no, I'm not. And then the judge said they just could not tell if it was illegal or not. Afterwards, they interviewed the Canadian guy. He said he might have been upset that he was losing. He might be upset that they're 0-2, grasping for straws. I just told him again, I said, I have a ton of respect for him as a player. I don't know what he's trying to get out of it. And yeah, onward. But I'm not going to stand there and take cheating lightly. So I do have a video here so you can see it. I think you'll be able to see. Okay, so let's check out this one. You can see this, right?
Yep.
Who's doing it?
Feels almost passive aggressive.
Who?
Edited video because Olympics
I haven't done it once.
really screw you over. But yeah, you can see.
I haven't done it once.
You fucking liar.
I'll show you a video after the game.
I am smack dab in the
Double
middle of
touching
a
it.
provoking catfight.
How about you walking around on my peel on the last day and dancing around the house here? How about that?
Fuck Canada!
Alright, fuck you, buddy.
Come on, Oscar, just
You want
fuck
me to
off.
show you a video?
I don't give a shit.
You
They
don't
were
know
standing
that?
here, they didn't call it.
Yeah, so yeah, he's setting up. I've never done it. Multiple angles and videos of him doing it. So that was what happened, and then the curling committee, whatever you want to call it, the World Curling Committee, basically came out and said, like, yeah, that's illegal. You can't do that. The next night after this, Canadian women were competing.
Mhm.
And then they got in trouble again. So
Okay.
the Canadian woman now double touched, and she lost her mind. She said her stone got completely removed. So the judges actually acted after the throw. They took it away, said doesn't count because you double touched. She was throwing a fit. She said 0% chance I've touched it. I've never done that. The replay clearly shows it. Again, I think we can see it here.
Clean it.
Can't really see from that angle, but yeah.
Another angle?
She's freaking out.
I've never done it in my life.
No, there's nothing to do
You
about
can
it.
see your finger as it comes off.
Yeah. Okay. So men's team.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Whatever. Same thing. So same exact thing. They finally are acting on it, and then they had to release a statement about what's illegal, what's legal, yada yada yada. But in Canada, at least then, Canadian women lost that game, and they've lost, I think, 3 in a row. They're terrible. They're really bad. But Canada's down bad right now because they keep cheating in curling, and that was like their identity coming into this Olympics, which it's great to see Canada get kicked in the nuts a little bit.
Agreed. So I have a couple thoughts on this.
Okay.
The first one is from the it was a Swedish guy who accused him of cheating.
Swedish guy accused Canada
of cheating. He's probably in the right? This is something you train for. You want everything to be fair. I'm fine with that. My second thought is looking at that. How much of that alleged second touch does that really help Canada?
I have no idea.
And
it
then
doesn't seem like much, but it must do something.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, stabilizes it or gets it online or something. But it feels like that's like he touched it for maybe half a second.
Yeah, I don't know if he's like nudging it forward more so as like helping the spin, maybe.
Oh, maybe it's spinning too fast and just a little bit of drag on it. So I don't know.
I don't know either.
My third thought on this is, incredible way to argue is to, you argue back by just saying nonsense or saying something that you really can't argue back against, right? By saying someone called you cheater, like, you don't know what you're cheating.
Yeah,
I saw a video this weekend of it was 2 guys debating the top 5 point guards of all time. They're at a bar, they're drinking, you could tell that they had a couple of drinks. And the one guy goes, I think Chauncey Billups is the top 5 point guard of all time. And the other guy just lost his mind. Like, what do you mean, Chauncey Billups? And the guy who said Chauncey Billups is the top 5 point guard, he goes, you weren't there, man. You don't get it. And that's an incredible response to it.
That's true. Like, what are you supposed to say? No, I do get it. You can't argue, and you'll never convince that guy of anything else then. Like, no. Like, you are just out of your league. You're out of your element right now. You're a fish out of water. You didn't witness it. That's how I feel every time. And I believe Michael Jordan's better than LeBron, by the way.
Yeah.
But whenever, like, fully, not even close. But if there's someone who's a diehard MJ fan, I love to poke them because that's their go-to immediately. Like, you weren't alive during the prime. You don't know what happened. Like, I've heard, I think it was my uncle was like, I would be at a bar, the Bulls were down by 20, and I would just bet all my money on the Bulls, like, to everybody there, like, guaranteed they're going to come back and win because of MJ, and they do it every time. Like, it's just some godly figure. But yeah, 100%.
I had this conversation, and I don't want to go off Olympics here, but I had this conversation with my dad. It must have been this weekend or before. I was watching Julius Erving highlights before. My dad's a big basketball fan, been his whole life. And watching Julius Erving highlights, it's like, I'm like, this guy's pretty good. Like, these highlights are awesome. And my dad goes, he wasn't that good. I'm like, what do you mean? Didn't you watch? I'm watching these highlights because, I saw it. I lived through it. He wasn't that good. I'm like, I guess you got me there. I was not alive for Julius Erving.
Yeah, I don't know, I guess. I read he was good. He's got a cool nickname. He's got that
sweet afro.
Yeah. The doctor's in town for sure. Okay. Next scandal is a little more serious, and it highlights the just ridiculousness of the Olympic Committee in my mind. So, have you heard anything about the Ukrainian disqualification?
No.
Great. So, Ukraine notably in a big war with Russia.
Yep.
Russia notably banned from the Olympics because of said war. So
makes sense.
Ukrainian skeleton athlete got disqualified from Olympic competition after he refused to change his helmet. In the helmet that is being called the helmet of memory, he designed his helmet, which you can do. You can design a helmet, by the way. There's people who have like comic book things on there. He designed his helmet of pictures of his murdered friends and athletes by Russia. And they banned him.
I get the idea. I get what he's doing.
Right. So there's pictures of his friends, previous athletes, I guess, that were murdered during the war.
Like designing your helmet. It's like hockey players used to do that. Like great goalies used to design their own. Or I don't know if they did it, but someone designed their masks.
Right. And there's like a US one who has like the Venom superhero.
Yeah,
helmet.
I guess that's even like NFL players with cleats and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. But the Ukrainian person was the one who was banned.
Right. That's crazy.
It's crazy. The IOC representative said, provide a reason. Said the athlete needs to provide a reasonable balance between athletes' interests and express their views, and the athletes' interest to receive undivided attention here for their sporting performance on the field of play is the reason they were disqualified. So essentially, how I'm interpreting that is they were making it too much about them.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, so,
Yeah.
like, because the helmet doesn't, in the long run, it doesn't. I mean, how much it doesn't help him it doesn't give him any sort of advantage.
That's not the reason why they're disqualified. No.
Right.
No competitive advantage just because it was taking away from the sport.
Now, if this guy, hypothetically, he goes out there just wearing tighty whities, right? No gear, nothing. Like that's like a similar argument, right? Where, you're making a spectacle out of yourself. Guarantee he's not banned because the Russians have the advantage.
Yeah, 100%. There's some crazy ass helmets that people had, and they looked really cool, but
yeah,
I guess it's artistic expression, and this one is not artistic expression.
Well,
it's because it's a political statement.
Yeah, sure. But like, I like the idea of artistic expression. Like, you're out there, do it or whatever the fuck you want. Make it look cool. But I guess when you think about Russia, like that is like when you think of the color gray, you think of Russia.
Yes, 100%. So I don't know. The person appealed it, and the IOC offered.
Why does Russia get to make this ruling?
Russia doesn't make the ruling. Russia's banned, but they have independent.
I guess what
the IOC made the ruling.
Yeah, but I guess why do they get the authority to make this ruling?
I think you're confused. Russia's not. Russia's not making a ruling.
No.
So why does the IOC?
You're right. Why does the IOC? Why can they say this guy should be banned and he's banned? Shouldn't the overhead committee make the ruling?
That is the overhead committee.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
The IOC. Yeah. So they did that. They appealed it, and then the IOC went to them and said, if you want to compete, you can wear a black armband and a plain helmet during competition, and then afterwards you can just hold your helmet. And the athlete refused. So at that point, I was kind of like, they kind of gave you an opportunity to still showcase it.
Right. But I get why he refused. That's
for
more...
sure. It made more of a political statement to refuse it as well.
So, but that guy's defense should be, well, then if I'm doing this, everyone else should have to wear a white helmet and a black wristband.
Probably, yeah. Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the arguments in favor of the Ukrainian athlete, which I fully get,
for sure.
Russian athletes are not competing under their own flag there. They're competing as the independent or whatever. After their run, they can grab a Russian flag, I believe, and have it around them.
Sure.
Or they can represent Russia in their own way. My argument to that is the committee is not banning anybody for any political expression off competition.
I guess, yeah.
Because if they designed their helmet in a Russian flag, I bet they would have been disqualified.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, it's and I don't want to act like I know Eastern European politics here, but
right.
Like I get the idea of, you do the murdered helmets. I get why Russia's pissed about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I I think whatever, he shouldn't have been disqualified. My biggest issue is like the reason they gave for disqualification, which is just like
Sure.
they're making it too much about him, which is stupid. Shut up.
Right. Yeah.
Like that.
Yep.
knock
Agreed.
it off.
And I want it on record that I don't agree with Russia on this. I never agree with Russia on anything.
No, Russia sucks.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I guess, I mean, yeah, those types of countries. So there's another IOC controversy right now. The IOC is selling a lot of merch of former Olympic Games. That's the biggest thing they're selling right now, it seems like. So it's like t-shirts with like the 2000 Olympic Games, the 96 Olympic Games, stuff like that. They came under a bit of heat for selling the shirts for the 1936 Olympic Games. And these ones notably were the ones in Berlin under Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very clearly a Nazi propaganda shirt.
Yeah.
In my mind. So people were a little upset about that. Many felt it was bad taste to sell that, especially after disqualifying a Ukrainian helmet for just honoring murdered people in a political war.
Hypocritical.
Yeah, hypocritical. And then so the IOC said, we acknowledge we of course acknowledge the historical issues with Nazi propaganda related to the Berlin 1936 Olympics. But we also must remember that the games in Berlin saw 4,483 athletes from 49 countries compete in 149 events. So that was their reason for why they sold it.
What does that mean?
It's more than just Adolf Hitler there.
That's crazy. Side note on this. Like I feel like what kind of goes like when we talk about, American sports, like coolest thing, like Miracle on Ice is by far, right? That's a uniting thing. Dream Team's pretty cool, right? The first time NBA players could play. Jesse Owens winning in front of Hitler as an African American man is incredible.
Yeah, just the quotes from Hitler too. Like, what is this? They have animals running for them,
right?
It's like, yeah, brother, we're setting the tone.
Damn
Get ready
right.
for the next 100 years.
Yeah,
for sure. That's one that's the story they went on to reference, by the way, for the games, of course.
Yeah,
but stupid. By the way, that T-shirt was selling for $47, and it sold out. So
wild.
Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things wrong with the story.
Yeah, again, I don't want to say that I'm well versed in European politics, but fucking crazy.
Yeah, and if you wanted to see the shirt that sold out, it was this one. So, like, yeah, have fun wearing that out. Like, why do you want this? Whatever. Okay, so I believe that brings us to the final controversy, and this one's a doozy. Because it combines just weirdness of happenings with French athletes, with America getting screwed, with the whole judging aspect we already talked about. So let's start with, and this is a story Trevor wrote up, the biggest villains of the Olympic Games, and these figure skaters were in it. So, and this is before this controversy. So let's start with figure skaters for France, Laurence Fournier Boudre, and Guillaume Cizeron.
Okay.
Said both of them wrong. So Laurence is the girl. She previously skated for Canada and Denmark. She very quickly got her France citizenship in order to compete for France this year. I already hate that. That feels like transfer portal bullshit.
That's Joel Embiid playing for United States in the last Olympics.
100%, except for she's on her third. But so she previously skated for them. She quickly got her French citizenship so she could skate with this guy. This decision came after her former skating partner and her boyfriend, one and the same person, getting serious here, allegedly raped her, and they no longer play together. A lot of crazy shit happened there.
Yep.
So they're no longer partners. She leaves Canada, whatever. The guy she grouped up with, Cizeron, parted from his former partner, who went on to trash him, saying he's extremely controlling, he's demanding, just not a good dude. And they paired up seemingly just so they could win. She doesn't seem French. I don't know what's going on, but whatever. They were among the favorites to win gold heading into this Olympics. So they're a controversial pair who are good, essentially.
Okay.
So now figure skating is, we've talked about how the judging sports in the Olympics is flawed. It's weird. Figure skating in general is always considered to be extremely flawed for this reason. Seems like there's a lot of bias going on, and there's always controversy. The U.S. has a duo, last names Chalk and Bates. They're awesome. They're very, very good. They put together a really good performance, a damn near perfect performance, and they ended up losing the gold to Baudré and Cizeron by 1.43 points. So very, very slim margin.
Okay, which I'm going to assume is very minuscule.
Very, very. So very slim margin. And it seems like there's a little bit of home cooking involved because there was a French judge on the judging panel, Jezebel Dubois. And Jezebel scored Chalk and Bates well below the average of the other judges, like way lower, and then scored the French team way above the average of everybody else. So already that feels very not okay.
Is the like, assuming that, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm going to give these French people because I'm French. That's got to be for, is it like nationality, your national pride, or you think they're getting like paid under the table?
Maybe both.
Yeah.
I don't. In my mind, it was just national pride, just because I hate France. So like, it feels like something the French people would do. But shit, who knows? Because like, if they are huge and could be endorsement deals, and
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Who knows? Truly. But the margin was so large between how that person scored. That person scored them like 8 points higher than the American duo. The margin supposedly was so large that if her score was completely removed from competition, if they did not judge, then Chalk and Bates would have won gold. So very clearly, this one judge completely changed everything. This rocked the skating world, apparently, and there's been an appeal and a petition for changing the scores. People, like, not just America, people are like, this is completely wrong. This is complete bullshit. There's like over 15,000 signatures last I checked on this judging. So then the IOC had to release another statement, as they like to do, and they doubled down that it was the correct scoring, saying that everyone scores in their own way. There's always differences in scores, yada, yada, yada. But it was much like the Chloe Kim one, except for this one's more extreme, I think. It's like, it feels like people just hate America right now.
Sure, and I would understand why.
Right.
But in a situation like this, how do you retroactively change something?
There has been instances, actually, with France in the past where, I believe this is how the story goes. There was a French judge who felt bullied into giving Russia a good score. And then afterwards, after the judging said that, like, I felt like I had to give them a good score, or because I was getting threatened. And they ended up giving both pairs or both skaters a gold. So they retroactively gave them both a gold. This was a long time ago, I think.
Yeah.
So I think there's precedent, but that was for different reasons, I guess. And everyone knows Russia's Russia, right? So everyone believed them, I assume.
For sure. I've never heard anything more believable than what that judge did.
Right. Yeah. So this one is just like, I don't know. I mean, it goes back to what we talked about at the beginning of the show. We know this French duo is possibly going to win.
Right.
I feel like we shouldn't have a French judge. There was no American judge, I don't think.
And I guess that's the point that I was trying to make at the beginning of the show. Like, if you're going to do judges, it can't be from any country that's competing.
You would think. There has to be a way to do it. I don't know. Because that seems...
Is there
I assume all of their judging in the past and the future now is going to be under a microscope.
I mean, it has to be. If we want to consider this a quality, fair competition.
Yeah, because, I mean, it wasn't just that they judged French better than average. It's like they judged the team that clearly was in first place and was going to win way lower by the exact mathematical amount, essentially, to give
Yeah.
France the win.
Yeah, it feels
So-
like more than coincidence on that. Is there?
Yeah.
I don't want without changing the sport. Is there a way to take judges out of this? Probably not, right?
Probably not. I don't
Yeah.
know. Other than what's
But
weird
again-
about figure skating is they submit exactly what they're going to do beforehand. So the judges know specifically every trick that's coming.
Okay.
So I guess if you could give a specific point scale, I think this is what they do. I don't know it good enough, but I think there's a specific point scale you can get for these tricks, and it's just how good you land them.
Sure.
But maybe if you could make that more objective, I don't know.
Yeah, and I guess as I'm saying this, taking judge out of it, I think that kind of goes against what we said before, where like sports need to
Yeah.
have human element in it.
Right. I hate that this happened to America, but
Right.
if this was France and Italy, anybody else,
Be laughing my ass off.
yeah, I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that's why it's like I don't think this should be removed. I think there was for sure something. There's some home cooking going on. I think
gotta be.
there's some nefarious activity, but that's the Olympics. This is the most flawed sporting event in the world, and I love it for that reason. Trevor
Yeah, I
says the
guess-
French have to cheat because they can't win shit on merit. That's true. But you
Right.
know what? We know this going in, though. French are going to cheat.
Is this a nod to the United States where it's like we're so much better than every single country in the world that the world has to team up to beat us?
In my mind, yes. But we need to win a Winter Olympics then.
Correct.
We're not doing that. And not just that. Like this Olympics, I truly thought we were going to win it all. And there's still half of the medals to be handed out, essentially. We keep choking. Like the
Yeah.
quad god, do you know him, that figure skater we
Yeah.
got? He choked. And
Yeah.
I've already been vocal by saying we need to remove every endorsement he's got. Because he can't be, or give up the nickname. You don't get the nickname until you win.
Right. The quad. I know that because I made that connection to AJ Dillon, and that kind of soured me on the guy a little bit. But I'm like, it's
For
American for him.
Yeah. Yeah. And then there's more bad news, I would say, with the France and the Olympics. The next Winter Olympics is in France. So I feel like that is going to be a disaster. It's just
Yeah.
going to be cheating left and right. It's going to be fully set up for them.
You know how Dana White did Fight Island?
hmm
Why can't we just Olympic Island?
That would be rad because
Yeah.
like you look at every place that hosts the Olympics and there's always those abandoned buildings and shit. Like even Italy has
Right.
abandoned shit from last Olympics that they
Right.
aren't using for this Olympics. I like that. I like that idea. If it's just one island, fuck. Epstein's Island's not getting used. Let's just
Yeah.
use that one.
Like islands, there's tons of islands that have different climates based on, they have mountains, there's beaches, there's everything. Like Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics should all just be on Olympic Island.
I figured it out. So in America, we'll take it. We got this. So we'll just seize Epstein Island. That's ours. And that's for Summer Olympics. We've already been in talks for Greenland. We'll take
True.
it. And
Right.
everyone will pitch in a couple bucks. It'll be publicly owned worldwide, and that'll be the Winter Olympics island.
Yeah.
Who says no?
I wouldn't.
Seems great to me.